The only things between us are air and hatred. Yes, yes, let the hate flow through you. Curse you, He-Man! I'm Charles Rector with my review of WWE Raw from the Angel of Winds Arena in Everett, Washington. No, I wasn't there. I will explain why. Because there's a limit to how much live wrestling I can watch in one calendar year. I checked the prices. I'm sorry, even though I liked some parts of this show, and it actually was one of the better editions of Raw, even 2 hour, 3 hour format, whatever, they made the television time count. I just wasn't going to go, guys. I'm sorry. I couldn't justify spending that amount of money, and I would be going by myself. Wouldn't have been able to go with somebody to sit there and crack jokes and everything, and, through the endless amount of dead air that they actually didn't really have, because they kept the fucking pace up, but the bottom line is, I decided to watch a Regal mystery movie. It was The Order. You can check out my review of that. So, the Angel of the Winds Arena, by the way, is where AEW ran Dynamite in May just before Double or Nothing. It's a 10,000-seat arena. They had 3,500 people, and actually, I wouldn't be too surprised if they had a little less than 3,000. Now, WWE had around 8,000. For those of you that aren't math majors, that's quite a bit. That's quite an increase, an uptick, as it were. So, Survivor Series Fallout, we are heading towards SNME, the Saturday night's main event on the cock, and I'm not going to review Raw after this one. I'm going to take a break. I got other stuff to do. I got a bunch of end-of-year stuff. That's going to be it. I'm taking a break until Raw goes to Netflix. I might review a SmackDown. I don't know. But, guys, I'm kind of winding down for the year. I really do appreciate y'all for sticking with me. And I'm going to have an announcement in a video in regards to what I'm going to be doing in 2025. So, man, I'm going to tell you right now, though, that particular venue, it looks nice. It is they've dressed up Everett as much as they can. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. There are some cool parts of Everett, but it is a fucking dumpster fire of a city. If you literally go like 3-4 blocks to the east, you're in a bunch of industrial stuff. You're at a bus depot. It is in the fucking guy. It goes from like lavish to just hood like. It is just, man, it is nuts. Anyway, so Kofi and Xavier arrive. It is going to be 10 years of New Day. More on that in a bit. Here's Punk. He talks to Jay and Sammy. Punk gets a pop. What is next for Punk? Well, Punk, talks about, hey, it's a sellout in Everett. Yeah, part of me kind of wishes I would have been able to see CM Punk. But he did it for Heyman. And the future is basically WrestleMania. He has his future. The Rumble, the Chamber, whatever. He's going to WrestleMania. He's got a couple favors that he can call upon. Here's Rollins. He's more serious, despite the fact it's hard to take him seriously in that suit. And it's funny. This episode was like the definition at times of the South Park episode where they just did monologue stuff, about wrestling. That's actually kind of what this was, because this is two great talking segments. It's not that the matches were awful. Excuse me. I apologize, by the way, if my voice sounds shot. Honestly, guys, we've had some shit weather lately. It has wreaked havoc, and also I've been up for quite a goddamn while. But that being said, he wasn't happy to see Punk. He should have knocked him on his ass when he, came back. The first day he came back, but he didn't. He showed mercy after Hell in a Cell. But that was his mistake. No more mistakes. And the only thing between us are air and hatred. And he talks about how he had been defending championships and stuff like that, and he was injured. And then Punk says, sure, a number of months ago, you were a champion. You don't have anything I want. It's like you've been, talking about, you've been thinking about me for 6 months. I haven't thought about you at all. And I'm here to do business, so stay out of my business. And, this was good. Punk was firing back, but basically Seth ends up, saying, well, you're not listening, and ends up shoving him on his ass. No, you're not listening. No, you're not listening. No, you booger. And then Sammy and Jay show up, and then Pierce and agents show up. And okay, this is good. This is a good way to do it. Then we go right into Sammy talking to Rollins. And, Sammy's upset, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? I didn't want Punk there, but you know what? I was willing to put my personal differences aside and stuff like that, something Roman wanted. And, Sammy also was pissed about how Rollins talked about Jay going back to Roman. He says, well, Jay's family, what's your excuse? And Sammy said, I asked you twice to be the fifth man, and you said no. And that you talk about, the monster Roman Reigns. Well, you created that monster 10 years ago with the chair. Okay, I'll give him credit there. They called that back. Seth said he has not, he's atoned for his sins as much as he can, but obviously it is not enough. And the bottom line is they're going to end up being Roman and Punk aren't any different. You've been stupid, and we have a match for later. That was 25 minutes, and you know what? They kept it moving. Were there a couple parts maybe where we could have trimmed a bit? Possibly. After Survivor Series, Priest attacked Balor, and then Balor tries to give a rah-rah speech. Judgment Day needs to end. I'm sorry, it needs to end. It is like NWO 2000. It's not, except without somebody as talented as Bret Hart. So, Io and Kyrie against Liv and Raquel, and here is Liv presenting herself with her championship without pants. Stop thinking about it, Kier. I know you're thinking about it. You thought I wouldn't do this, but you gotta stop it and get some goddamn help. Kier's a great guy. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, Kier. Hope you have a tremendous Christmas, and stop thinking about stuffing Liv's stocking. Stop it. Get some help. Kier is gonna kill me one of these days, except he won't, because we're on opposite sides of the country, and it's all in good nature. It's good-natured ribbing, like a Trojan commercial. I knew a girl that was into good-natured ribbing, and then eventually she woke up. Probably should have left that in the drafts. Let's just move on. This match didn't last long. I don't know what Io was trying to do, like going off the ropes onto Raquel or whatever the fuck she was trying to do. So Liv got dove on. A big boot to Kyrie and the bomb, 1, 2, 3. And then Rhea shows up and we get a hockey fight. And I noted that Raquel is terrible. Liv hits the post. Rhea gets sent into the corner of the announcer's table. And that was good. Sell the whole thing. We're probably going to build up to... We're going to have to build up to Rhea and Raquel having some kind of goddamn, bigger match. Because just a throwaway match on Raw, Liv's going to have to interfere. Kathy is with Gunther. Finn wants a shot. But, I've done this twice, and helped you out. Well, I didn't ask for your help. I don't know you anything. And Dominic kept going twice, kept doing that. And Gunther slapped his hand and said, how about I go have a chat with Pierce? And then Shayna and Dakota and Katana had a 3-way IC title tourney match. And Shayna and Dakota in the same ring. And gee, after that apparent breakup that I guess they had last year. Was it last year or was it the year before? I don't know. All I know is this. Apparently they were together and they're not anymore. It's none of my business. I just hope that both are able to, move on and pursue a life of whatever freedom they want. Yeah, Katana, got pinned, so that was at least something. Dakota won. So, I don't really have anything to say about that. It was what it was. A package on New Day. And then we go to break. And then Pierce brings out Kofi and Xavier. The big box of Booty-O's. Francesca 2.0 or whatever. The trombone and the balloons and all the stuff. And the big old bagel Booty-O thing. And the penny championships. And New Day Rocks chants. This is a segment you all need to go and check out. I'm not going to try and encapsulate every single damn thing that was said because it was great. I can't capture every emotion that they did. But 10 years is a long time. They said each and every one of you a few too many times over. I'm like, were they looking for a desired reaction or did they get looped? We get E chants, because we did it. We did a lot of stuff and it's EE. We miss him too. And then suddenly... Big E's music hits. Big pop. I was thrilled to see Big E out there. And if you have not gotten a chance, check out Big E's Twitter. And whatever other social media he had. Maybe if he has it on Instagram, he shared it. But it's an article that he that was posted by the Player Tribune. The Players Tribune? Player or Players? I think Players Tribune. And it was great. It's heart-wrenching, and it's very long to get through, but it's a great detailed thing on how Big E talked about overcoming a lot of stuff from his childhood and his youth and to now. And some of that kind of plays into here. But he's trying to unite them again. And 10 years ago, all we had was each other. And after surgery, Kofi, you just had a daughter. You and your wife came down to see me to make sure I was okay. Xavier, after you won King of the Ring, you cried on my shoulder. You were making sure I was okay. You guys made sure I was good. And until I'm medically cleared, I'm going to be your manager. And then they went somewhere I didn't expect, but I guess I kind of should have. But they said, now you want to do this? Now? After all this time? Now you want to do this? After we spiraled out of control, we're basically on the cliff and we're ready to jump. Now you want to do this? Playing into the Players Tribune article, talking about Big E talking about needing a helping hand when he was in trouble and how he overcomes stuff. Playing into, I'm not saying that is exactly the thing, but that's what I got, at least from reading it earlier when I was at work, because that's how slow my shift was. But I'll come back as your manager, but now you want to do this? You broke your neck, so what? Kofi fired in saying that. And I'm like, okay, I thought maybe we were just going to splinter all three of them. No, we're going to splinter two on one side and one on the other. Austin, Angle, Edge, they all came back, and you could have been back before now. I know you've been trying to get medically cleared and everything, and Big E was saying that, but you could have been back before now, but you got your desk job, you got all this other stuff and everything. And how you've become a burden. We always get asked about you, but it's never about us, and it's great. This is great shit. They got me invested in a heel New Day, which I didn't think they'd actually be able to successfully do. And we'll call you if we really need you. And Big E's really upset about this. I think there was a lot of legit emotion here. And I genuinely don't believe that they feel that Big E left them. Because I would have loved to have seen Big E back, as their manager. But maybe they were afraid that it would have given everybody the idea that he was going to come back. But they even said a little bit earlier, face fact, you're never going to get medically cleared. I don't know if they would do this, even for the 10-year celebration, unless he was going to get medically cleared. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Whatever happens, I hope that he has a happy, healthy life. He's near 40. Xavier's near 40. Kofi is just a few months younger than me and has battled through a whole lot of stuff. I was born at the beginning of 81. He was born in August of 81. And to be perfectly honest, I don't really think we can expect... I don't think we can expect a lot of long-term stuff from some of these people. Actually, all three of them, quite frankly, but a couple years, sure. Could we see a New Day triple threat at Mania if Big E's cleared? Possibly. I don't know how people would buy into that. But... okay, they certainly did that. They certainly, got people's attention. And then we went to Final Testament and Wyatt Six stuff. Fuck you. They're going to have a match next week, an 8-man tag. And yeah, your fucking goddamn mind if you think I'm going to watch that. I'm sorry. I looked at the lineup next week. I might watch the 3-way for Lyra. That sounded less dirty in my head, but let's just move on. Gunther and Dominic had a match that was Expedient.com. I know it's Expedia.com. Work with me here. It was hit and run by Dominic. They were actually cheering Dominic. You know what, Everett? I disavow you. No, whatever. It's fine. He hit some nice moves and then eventually got planted with the powerbomb. It was quick, but it made sense. And then Balor shows up and after, hitting Gunther once, he's like, watch and learn, kid. They could try as much as they want. I like Balor, but they're not going to make Balor interesting to me at this point, or at least a legit threat. So, who attacked Jay? I don't know. I want to know who that woman was that was checking on Jay because, good goddamn Christ, she was beautiful. So, that being said, Truth and Pete had a match where, by the way, Kathy Kelly, my goodness, my fucking goodness, Kathy, with respect, goddamn. She was talking to Pete, and Pete's like, "Do you understand, Truth? It's me versus it's you versus Pete Dunne." But anyway, then somebody suddenly was attacking Jay. We find out who it was a little bit later. And then the Butch chants lead to Pete getting rolled up by Truth in about 90 seconds. Kathy's with Braun. What's next? Apparently, Kaiser said he had his ribs busted, so he busted Sheamus's ribs, and now he wants a shot against Steiner. Okay, direct. Sammy wants to know who attacked Jay. He thinks it was Seth, so he's going to go take care of that. Finn wants his shot. So he's going to get it as Saturday night's main event. But also, he's going to have to defend the tag titles. Remember, Finn and JD are the tag team champions? I know, I forgot too. Sammy and Seth had a match. It was more about the storytelling and who attacked Jay. Near the end, Sammy has a chair. He's like, "I know you did it. What are you talking about? Attack Jay? I didn't attack Jay. That wasn't me." And after Sammy eventually is conflicted, throws the chair away, gets rolled up 1, 2, 3. Seth is leaving. They focus the camera on Sammy. The crowd suddenly cheering. And a giant 6'5" Scottish man in a hoodie. It's Drew. It's Drew McIntyre. Like you couldn't tell an Adonis-like figure like that was actually going to be Drew McIntyre. It was. Kicked his head in. And there you go. So Drew's back. He seems like he's, a little bit refreshed. He's been off since Hell in a Cell. And that was good. So anyway, guys, okay, I'm going to say right here at the end of the review, provided anybody's still listening to this, I don't know if I'm going to do my favorite and least favorite wrestlers and favorite and least favorite matches. I don't know. There's been some good stuff, don't get me wrong. I mean, I might, but I'm going to be making some changes in 2025. But look forward to the movie reviews, look forward to the end of year stuff, regardless whether it's just movies or incorporate some wrestling. Nevertheless, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland, and I will see you all next year, for Raw, that is.